it look gorgeous. And the sky really is that blue. I think there's a little bit of distortion with the glass in the window, but it really is that blue and gorgeous today. But why am I in Paris? I am in Paris because I've been invited by Sky TV, and it is the premiere of the 3rd season of And Just Like That. So I don't know if you've been fans of Sex and the City previously, but now it's And Just Like That. It's the next generation and the next period of their lives, which I feel as if I've grown up with these women. So I'm very excited. And it's premiering in the UK and in America, of course. So I'm here to interview some of the cast, would you believe? So I will be interviewing Cynthia Nixon, Kristin Davis, and Nicole Ari Parker, and I am so beyond excited. So during this video, you're going to see those interviews and a few snippets of what I got up to in Paris. So I hope you enjoy.
You too. And your shoes.
Thank you, my little vintage shoes.
Oh my, has Sarah Jessica seen them yet? She's really gonna love those.
I mean, they're nothing sort of like special in terms of like fancy.
Have you straightened out?
Oh, you look absolutely fabulous and gorgeous, of course. Well, how are you, first of all? I bet you're feeling wonderful in Paris.
I love Paris.
Paris is absolutely gorgeous.
Like everything about Paris.
Absolutely.
I don't listen to anyone who's like, oh, but Paris this, or people who really live
Completely.
here. I
well,
love
Paris suits you because you look fabulous.
Thank you.
How
Are
do
you the LTW?
Oh,
I can tell.
Absolutely. I've been
Just-
there since the beginning. Well, first of all, I just want to say I love what you do. I love the show.
Thank you.
I feel as if I've sort of like grown with you
Yes,
all,
yes,
which is wonderful.
yes, yes.
So that sort of leads on to my first
Sure.
question, which is how do you think the show is influencing modern conversations around aging and friendship and identity? It's a big one.
It's a big one, but you know, I like that. I like that. I mean, they're hard to answer, but they're great that the show even inspires such questions. I hope that the first show really centered the female relationships in a way where they were kind of celebrated and honored
Absolutely.
in the way that they should be. And I do feel like I see that in the younger generations, and that makes me so happy. And in terms of aging, part of the reason we wanted to come back and do And Just Like That was because there's just a lack of storytelling about
Absolutely.
women over 50, and that makes no sense because it's a great time of life and you're still figuring things out. It never ends, and all kinds of different things can happen to you that you might not expect, or maybe you choose. There's still choices to be made, and we're just lucky that we're able to continue the conversation. And
Absolutely.
I hope that it makes more people want to tell those stories and makes people realize that there is an audience for those.
You know, I think it's a subversive narrative, really, because everyone's focusing on the age, and yet the show still has its youthful dynamic.
Absolutely.
And as a woman in our 50s or 60s, we still get nervous. We still fall in love. We still are. Should I call, or what should I eat?
Absolutely.
We take all these wonderful, youthful questions with us. Yet, no one talks about the confidence you have
Oh my goodness.
when you grow up.
Something happens. You hit a
Something
certain age,
happens,
and
yeah.
suddenly it's
I
sort of
still want to be beautiful. I still want to have
Completely.
fun. But if I want to start something that I was too insecure to start in my 20s, I'm like, let's do it. Let's
Absolutely.
try.
And that's a beautiful thing,
It's
isn't it?
so incredible.
It really is.
I have not been this energized about life in decades.
And that's what's a joy to see, because you can see it on the screen. It's telling stories that sort of women of a certain age need to hear, and young girls. You know,
Yeah.
I needed to see this when I was in my
Don't
20s as well.
Take all those voices out of, we have to take all those voices out of our head.
Absolutely.
When the original show first premiered, it was so much about, it was like a female empowerment and women having sex, and then it actually spurred, I think, a lot of conversations between male and female couples that, stuff that maybe they would feel a little funny about discussing, but because it was on the show, it was natural. And I think now the show, we have first of all, we have a dearth of shows about female friendship, or even showing female friendship, much less female friendship in your 50s and then
Completely.
soon beyond. And I just think that in the same way that the original show said, actually, women are really interested in sex, not just interested in sex as a path to having a boyfriend or a husband or a family, but actually sex in and of itself.
Yeah.
And I think that we're saying that that is true of women in their 50s, that we are also interested in sex, whether we're married, whether we're never been married, whether we're out on the dating pool again. And that also these issues of friendship and career and children, now that your children are getting grown, like all of these things continue. If you keep making bold decisions in your life, there continue to be challenges, because I think that people really, myself included, thought, people at that age have it all figured out and their lives
my
must be
goodness,
really
no.
boring. It's totally untrue.
We are ever evolving, aren't we?
It's totally
Honestly.
untrue. Yeah.
Completely. Thank you
Yeah.
for that. That was beautiful. So, have your characters evolved, or how has your character evolved from the first series? And what part of that growth felt sort of personal to you, or was there anything that you felt really resonated with your own character?
Well, it's hard to separate, after all this time. I think she's grown a lot since the beginning, for sure. When I look back at the beginning of the show, she's kind of like a little child in an adorable way. But also she's so, she's so focused on her goals, her personal
Determination.
goals. Very determined, very determined. And as we know, she, pursued those and got some version, then they weren't fulfilling. And then she continued on her search till she got what she actually really
Which is
wanted.
very real.
Very
That's real
for
life.
Sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
And I feel, I'm very different from Charlotte in terms of what I want in life. I was never so traditional as she in terms of my goals. But I guess I was probably pretty determined, though more professionally, I would say. But certainly, I think her, she's very hopeful, which is so nice to play a character that's so
Positive
hopeful.
outlook all the time.
Yeah, and that's great, because that definitely influences you, just because you're living in that kind of mindset, I guess, for so long. That would probably be her biggest influence on me over time, I guess, is just the hopefulness.
And positivity, which I think
Yeah.
is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
I think, the writer's room, the reason, honestly, I'm honored to play her, but I think that MPK and the whole team of producers knew, and I give them credit for putting Black women in the writer's room.
Absolutely.
And so no stone is unturned, no detail is missed. I'm not just spaghetti thrown on the wall.
Completely.
The art, the bracelet, the relationship with her family, it has all the nuances that are authentic to, you might say, a Black American woman,
Absolutely.
or anywhere really. And to have that as the baseline, I'm free to be comedic. I'm free to be an actor.
And it feels authentic,
And
it feels natural.
authentic because everything around her story is real.
Oh, I love that.
We know these women exist.
We know they exist, and I love that you're sort of broaching topics that you don't often hear in whether it's dramas, whether it's comedies, whether it's
how it's part of our life.
Absolutely.
We wish we could own a Bisa Butler, and this character gets to own a Bisa Butler or Gordon Parks' photograph, and and still just make breakfast.
Yes, exactly.
It's not one or the other.
Yeah.
It's not a narrative about an art
Yeah.
collector who struggled to.
It's a fully rounded character that is so authentic, and I love
well-rounded
that about your
character,
character.
Miranda was somebody who always wanted to be on top. And she was really striving for achievement and validation. And I think she got a lot of that, and she found she kind of had boxed herself in. She'd boxed herself into a career that she realized wasn't meaningful to her anymore, and she'd boxed herself into a marriage with a very nice, loving man, but that who didn't want to keep growing and evolving. And so I think that she found that she kind of sprinted to the finish line.
Absolutely.
And then she had to backtrack and start opening a lot more doors. And I think that happens. I mean, I think you have a character like LTW who has methodically like built her life, built her career, built her marriage, built her family, and is now at a point where she is seeing all this fruition, which doesn't mean that there's not a tremendous juggling act between family and husband and career, but it's like she's finally put in the work. And whereas, you know, Miranda is like, I don't want to die and have my tombstone read, "Here lies Miranda. She was a corporate lawyer."
And that was it.
And that was it. That's like, wow, that's what I did with my life. So the thing about being this age is you're very aware there's almost surely more behind you than in front of you, but there is still, if you're lucky, plenty of time to actually do the things you always wanted to do.
Completely. Yeah, I agree. And I think there comes a time when we all realize this suddenly.
Right.
And that's when decisions
If I always meant to do
get
this
made.
thing, what am I waiting for?
Yeah, exactly. No, I think, and that's a lot of my friends, this is what we're cheering on. It's like those changes happen. And the way you feel about your life and what's past and what's to come.
And I think if you've had children and you've raised children, I think the fact of the children leaving the nest really throws you back into a kind of an adolescence. It's like where you actually have a moment to return to yourself and think, how do I feel about all these things?
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely. No, lovely. And if you had to swap, this is a bit of a lighter one, if you had to swap wardrobes with a different character. See, I love your wardrobe, I have to say, because I'm a little bit of a matchy person.
Definitely. Oh, look, I love what you're wearing.
I love that.
Though you are definitely wearing Carrie's shoes, but it's a Charlotte dress. Well, kind of a Charlotte mix with Carrie, which is what I would kind of probably also go for, though.
Yeah.
I do also really love what Seema wears.
Oh, gosh, absolutely. Very dramatic.
And
drama.
so luscious.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like luscious, dramatic, whereas LTW also dramatic, but more like grand, like I don't think I could pull it off, you know, whereas like Seema's are soft and dramatic.
Absolutely, and
Yeah,
very
silky.
sensual. I mean, she has a sensual sort of character.
Definitely
hasn't she, which is
sensual,
fabulous.
yeah.
LTW. All day.
Absolutely.
All day. I just want her personality.
Yeah.
I just want to wake up and decide, I'm going to dress up.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
I have a meeting and I'm going to wear everything. My favorite necklace, my favorite purse, my favorite shoes. And it's Tuesday.
Absolutely.
Yeah. She doesn't opt out.
She doesn't opt out at all whatsoever. You know, she's going to wear the pigeon purse. She's going to wear the hat. She's going to wear the, you know, whatever's playful and fun and gorgeous and glamorous.
Yeah, and Molly Rogers in the wardrobe department is iconic.
Oh gosh,
and she studies these characters and she knows them and she takes risks and it's like being in the room with Picasso or something.
And it's another language because it speaks to women who love their style and who love their fashion and who have references.
Yes.
We love it. We love seeing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is a fun one because I asked, the Lisa character. If your character could have a crossover episode with any other TV show, what would it be? You see, I think you would be great detectives together.
Oh, that would be so much
there's murder in the
fun.
building or something, and you
Ooh,
two
we could go to
solving.
Murders in the Building.
Absolutely.
We would be great over there. I don't want to get killed, though, okay? I just want to say that right now. I would love to go over there because that building, also, I know that building, the Ansonia, which is what it's based on. What other thing could we do? I mean, we could kind of be doctors, but then we'd have to wear doctors' outfits.
You see, I don't know. I don't know about the doctor. And doctors' outfits with good shoes, perhaps.
Maybe, but then your feet would really, really hurt because that's a long day. No, I think you're right. I think Murders in the Building would be the way to
A little
go.
sort of detective duo. I think that would be fabulous.
Except, what about something crazy like what was Jodie Foster's show on HBO in Alaska?
Oh gosh, that was good. Yeah, absolutely.
We could do that.
Yeah, no, that would be good.
I mean, Nicole looks good in anything, right? You could put her in a parka; she'd look amazing, right? Though that did look cold. It did look cold.
It looked
I don't
very
know.
cold, but I can imagine the sort of forensic science element of that, sort of finding bodies in the
Kind of like a
in the-
fashionable
exactly.
Law and
I think
Order.
it would be amazing.
We could do like the SVU.
Absolutely. I think there's a lot of comedic value in there, but also it's sort of like, you're dressed fabulously. But I can see you as a
Yes.
detective duo. But
Yes.
could you imagine any sort of crossover with another show? I mean,
Yeah,
is there a show that
in
already
America,
stands out?
it's Law and Order. Maybe we were like instead of we were the fashion police.
We need to check those shoulder pads and adjust those shoulder pads.
Yes, we will be able to see what happened in this room in a crime scene.
Oh, yeah,
based on the
absolutely.
shoes.
The details. You can tell the details. You know what's going to be happening.
I guess it would be funny to see Miranda on the L Word, I guess. But I think I'm so focused on Miranda in her new life and career in Human Rights Watch. But I think to myself, maybe Miranda in Homeland.
Oh, wow.
Right?
That would be amazing.
Right, Miranda going undercover. And, yeah.
My final one is just, were there any sort of like challenging moments? I mean, just a little quick one at the end. Was there any
There's always challenging
that-
moments. There's a stunt coming up, and for some reason in my fitting, I decided to wear So Kate Louboutins.
And that's challenging enough.
What was I thinking? I mean, honestly, what was I thinking? I don't think I remembered all the things that were going to happen in that outfit. And I got there and I was like, this is really bad. And I might break my ankle. And I didn't. Thank goodness,
Thank
knock the
goodness.
wood. But it was close. It was
Lesson
challenging.
learned. Lesson learned.
I don't think I could ever wear them again. I literally look at them and I'm like, oh, I have like an anxiety reaction.
I think those are just works of art for a shelf.
Exactly. And Zendaya, you know what I'm saying? Let her wear them. She looks
Absolutely.
fantastic. She pulls it off. But no, I will not be wearing those again because I barely escaped broken bones.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
The storylines have been so interesting and they resonate with me. Maybe it's my age. I've gone through so many of the situations and stories that that you sort of like portray. But has there been a particular storyline that's resonated with you?
It's moments. All of the scenes are so well done, and as an actor, they're fully realizable. I don't even have to do too much because it's so well done. But there was a moment where when I take my wig off in the bathroom, and this is how thorough MPK is. The woman in the bathroom, an incredible actress. She was in the original cast of The Wiz.
Oh wow.
And so he hires the salt of the earth talent in New York City. And we had such a wonderful,
I
silent
loved that scene.
moment, with just a few words exchanged. And it just told the whole story for me. And yeah.
It really did. And if you know, you know.
And
You know,
if you know,
you
you
get
know.
it. I was there going, yes, I get that one. I get that
Yes,
so much.
yes.
I mean, there were so many
I
of them.
get
I
that.
think
I mean, a lot of juicy and good
right.
ones.
Certainly, getting to an your children getting to an age where really they are making their own decisions, and they are
yes.
not necessally the decisions that you would have made for them, and all you can do is sort of offer your opinion and
offer and
step
step
back,
back.
step back. But I think also, yeah, I mean, I don't know if it resonates with me, but I thought it was really delicious to have Miranda dating again. Just so funny. It was always something she kind of hated, and she was like, "How can I be back
I
here at
know.
this age? How?"
But I love her resilience. She
I
keeps
know
on
she
going.
She is going to get an A for effort, if not for achievement in the dating arena. Yes.
Absolutely. Well,
But
thank
it was
you
fun.
so much.
Thank
Honestly,
you.
that was really fun.
Thank you.
So-
You were really fun.
you.
Yes, good job. How could
It
we
was. I
remember
know.
True Detective?
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much for bringing this character to life so beautifully. Thank you for meeting me.
Take care.
Take care.
I hope to see you. You live in London?
I live in London, yes. Yeah. But
One day.
Yeah, one day, definitely. Honestly, give me a call.
I will.
Take care. Thank you so
care.
much.
Bye-bye.
Joy to meet you. Thank you.
Thank you. I love your dress. I know everybody does it. I love your dress so much.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly did. They were such lovely, wonderful women. And of course, the conversations are often extended beyond what you see. but really heartwarming discussions about friendships, aging, and really sort of just relationships. Really, it was really lovely. So I hope you get to watch the series. I have seen a few of the episodes and it's such fun, but also they're very poignant in places. So really a really good romp. And I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you next time.